Brad Pitt gets candid about attending 12-step meetings. I needed rebooting. Brad Pitt opened up to Dak Shepard on the latest episode of his podcast, Armchair Expert, which landed on Monday, June 23rd. The Oscar winner spoke about his time in Alcoholics Anonymous and said he didn't hesitate to open up due to how desperate he was when he began the program. Pitt previously said he joined AA in 2016, around the time of his split from ex, Angelina Jolie. Brad Pitt is opening up about his experience with Alcoholics Anonymous. The 61-year-old Oscar winner opened up about the experience on the Monday, June 23rd episode of Armchair Expert with Dak Shepard. The two actors also spoke about getting to know one another in an AA meeting. Pitt called AA an amazing thing, noting, "I just thought it was just incredible men sharing their experiences, their foibles, their missteps, their wants, their aches, and a lot of humor with it. I thought it was a really special experience." Brad Pitt on the F1 red carpet in Mexico City on June 9th. Shepard, 50, who has been very open about his struggles with substance abuse and sobriety, wondered if Pitt was nervous to speak with him publicly after they met in AA, noting the really heightened honesty and vulnerability of the situation. But Pitt assured him that he was quite at ease. Brad Pitt attends F1 premiere in New York on June 16th. Pitt also shared that while he was a bit shy coming into the AA group, he also didn't hesitate to open up because of how low he was at that time. "I was pretty much on my knees, and I was really open," he told Shepard. "I was trying anything and everyone. Anything anyone threw at me. It was a difficult time. I needed rebooting. I needed to wake the F up in some areas. And it just meant a lot to me. When I've stepped in as, I'm pretty good at taking responsibility for it and owning up to it. And now it's a quest to, what do I do with this? How can I write this? And make sure it doesn't happen again." Pitt said that after a few sessions, AA meeting became something I'd look forward to. The F1 star added that he approached therapy with a similar openness, saying, "When I jumped into therapy then, I was just like, and I did this and I did that and DA, calling his approach desperate." Dak Shepard kisses a photo of Brad Pitt on Instagram. "Yeah, you don't come into AA because everything's working out fantastic," Shepard agreed. "No, that's usually not the entry point," Pitt quipped in response. "It's not the winner's club," Shepard added. "Your hair's got to be on fire before you go like, yeah, I'll go hang with a bunch of dudes and talk about emotions." Never miss a story. Sign up for People's free daily newsletter to stay up to date on the best of what People has to offer, from celebrity news to compelling human interest stories. Pitt first opened up about his time in AA in a 2019 profile for the New York Times. He shared that he entered the program in 2016 after his ex, Angelina Jolie, first filed for divorce. "It was actually really freeing to just expose the ugly sides of yourself," he told the outlet of entering the program at the time. "There's a great value in that." Read the original article on People. Brad Pitt attends F1 premiere in New York City on June 16th. As well as referring to himself as a stubborn F, Pitt also noted some of his more positive qualities. Brad Pitt achieves record-breaking box office career milestone. Brad Pitt's latest movie, F1, has sped past all the other movies in the actor's acclaimed filmography to set a new box office record for the Hollywood star. F1, or to be precise, F1, the movie, has recently surpassed $545 million, £410 million, at the global box office, higher than what was once Pitt's biggest hit, 2013's World War Z, which achieved $540 million, £407 million. In addition, filmmaker Joseph Kosinski's F1 also set a record for Apple Studios as it outperformed Ridley Scott's historical epic Napoleon, $221 million, and Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon, $158 million, to become the company's highest-grossing theatrical release of all time. Pitt, 61, plays the role of veteran driver Sonny Hayes, who returns to the grid after a long absence with fictional team APXGP. Among his other box office hits are Mr. and Mrs. Smith, $487 million, Ocean's 11, $450 million, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, $377 million. The Quentin Tarantino-directed Once Upon a Time also earned Pitt an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor in 2020. Aside from films in which Pitt had a lead or major role, the only film he has appeared in with a bigger box office revenue than F1 is Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool 2, in which Pitt appeared in a brief cameo role. The film earned $785 million, £591 million, at the box office in 2018. F1, of which seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton is an executive producer, was released in June to mixed reviews. Brad Pitt in F1, Warner Brothers. In a 2-star review, The Independent's Clarice Loffrey wrote, "For a film both produced by and starring, in a brief but pivotal role, Hamilton, and otherwise happily populated by real who's who of the current F1 scene, Aaron Kruger's script sidelines much of the real skill involved here, all those split-second decisions of when to pit and when to overtake. Instead, we're called on to root for Pitt's washed-up veteran Sonny Hayes, an obnoxiously skewed take on Tom Cruise's Maverick who treats the track like his own personal Ben-Hur chariot race." Damson Idris and Brad Pitt in F1, the movie, AP. Despite its impressive box office takings, F1 is still way off the top of the leaderboard when it comes to the biggest films of 2025. Disney's Lilo and Stitch, $1BN a pound $753M, and Warner Brothers' A Minecraft Movie, $955 a pound $719M, both lead the way in Hollywood, with Jurassic World Rebirth, starring Scarlett Johansson, trailing just behind after earning an impressive $766 million, £577 million. These, though, pale in comparison to the Chinese animated film Ne Zha 2, which has earned $1.8 billion, £1.3 billion, worldwide. The majority of its box office revenue has come from China, although it was also released internationally. An English-language version of the film is now in production, featuring voice work from Michelle Yeoh, Anthony Porowski, and The Right Time to Leave a Party. Welcome to Season 3. Episode 16 of Tinfoil Swans, a podcast from Food and Wine. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen and follow on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. On this episode, you probably know Anthony Porowski as a food and beverage expert on Queer Eye, or his profoundly moving biography meets history meets food and a whole lot of feelings Nat Geo docuseries No Taste Like Home. On stage at the 2025 Food and Wine Classic in Aspen, he revealed so much more of himself. He shared his hard-won insight on vulnerability, self-care, mental health, and the quiet power of knowing when it's time to leave a party. He got deep about what it means to really be yourself in public, how food can anchor memory, his really specific food-centric fears, the one item he insists on in his rider, and even shed a couple of tears, along with plenty of laughs. Meet our guest. Anthony Porowski is an Emmy-winning Polish-Canadian television personality, culinary expert, actor, mental health advocate, and writer who rose to fame as a food and drinks expert on Netflix's Queer Eye in 2018, a role he still holds as the series films its 10th and final season. He is the host and executive producer of the Nat Geo docuseries No Taste Like Home, and was